I didn't know this thing was gone. Let me see something. This is my first live, so hi Miss Lorraine, how you doing? Hope you are doing well this morning. Thank you. You the first one on my first live. That's cool. Now I have this extra one over here. Can you hear me, Lorraine? Or is it low or okay, good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that you can hear me. This is my first live. Okay, so I guess it is working. I had actually I had recorded a video. I was about to upload that and I was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and go live because this is crazy. This is more personal, but oh, I'm sorry, Lord. And okay, this is so. Oh, wait a minute. I could see good over here too. So actually, I really don't. I don't need this one. I don't think so. I really wanted to do this live today because it is so important right now to be cautious about people that you have already had issues with, karmics, especially karmic family, karmic exes coming back around because the steps and plots are ridiculous. And the video that I recorded earlier, um, I was talking about, okay, well, that was going bad anyway. Oh, Lorraine. Did I say it right that time? Oh my goodness. Lorraine. Okay, and sorry about that. But because this is crazy. I know it's been a while since I've been on, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. It's crazy because I have been. I am in the moving process, and I was busy telling everybody else. Okay, good. I was busy telling everybody else, like, okay, if it's time to go, it's time to go. You're gonna have to go. And Source was like, okay, your turn. And it is so toxic. And the reason why, because I'll probably give myself a reading, because see, I could tell when people are doing work on me, and it is literally happening right now. So I said, huh, what a perfect time to do it on live because they literally stalk everything I do. It's like ridiculous. Now with the last, with the 7-7 portal that we had, the front end of the energies of the Great Solar Flash were released. Some of the front end energies were released. That's when everything really started picking up, and that's when the sun is already about to hit its maximum, like the end of the year. So I think that's like 2 years early. And it is about to get real chaotic because at the 7-7 portal, that's when it is no longer about waiting for people to make their choice. It was about basically at that point, it was already made. We're going into an age of expanded consciousness. So that's why I said that Lionsgate mindset that everyone had about their manifest, that is going to be huge because with the 3D reality crumbling the way it is, the matrix crumbling, along with it is that delay. And everything is going to be based on frequency. So this is crazy. That well, I'll probably talk about the weather net too because that is about to get insane as well. Not all of it's going to be, and some man-made and some natural. But the plot, I'm not sure if you guys had saw the video I did about the karmic um, mother, when a karmic mother, ex, and their family and their cults and secret societies work together against one. And I had gave a lot of information. That video I was actually addressing the officials and the alphabet boys too, because I knew at that point I was like, okay, they're trying to set me up for something. So I was like, I was addressing them in that video too, because I knew it was something going on, and I knew it was something going on serious. And the visions and the messages that I have been getting since then are nasty. I wish after I did that video, I had actually did a reading, and I wish I had recorded that, but it was bad. But I am going to pull some today because it is ridiculous. You guys make sure, I don't care if someone comes back and tell you how they've changed. If someone has already betrayed you, that's why in all the oracles, all the shorts I do, it's always something in there that talks about closing out cycles with people, places, and things, letting these people go. Do not let anybody manipulate you back in, because everyone's already chosen their past. The people who hadn't done the work, most of them are already affected by, are completely dominated by vampiric beings, specifically oracles right now. And they are desperate to bring everyone energy down. Oh, I'm going to check for myself too. But guys, if anybody like has some questions, or like because I have like my tarot and stuff here, because I'm going to check myself, like, to see what comes up, because I'm going to repost that, because if you hadn't seen the video, you need to check it out, because it was weird. Just like when I started getting the messages about go ahead and start preparing to move. At first I was like, is that just for me, or is that collective? It was like everybody. So I did that, and I was already having enough issues with my house anyway. But I noticed that anytime I would, the first time it threw me off, because when I get visions, there's something that's always going to happen. So I would walk by my front door, and I kept getting a vision of the door being slightly open. And I was like, you know, I don't like that, because I was like, okay, every time I see a vision, that always ends up happening. So I would see like a superimposed, I would kind of blink and look, and then my door would be closed. But I saw it maybe like 3 more times of the door being open. And I was like, okay, so I took that as a message. Something is about to happen. And then, sure as you think, a few weeks later, someone ended up breaking in my house. And the door was actually left exactly the way I saw it. I was like, okay, they want to take it up a notch. So I want to do a quick read like on the collective energy, and I'm going to do one like on the energy that I am picking up on. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. This is my first live, so it's going to be janky. Okay, ancestors and guides. Let me ask this first. Ancestors and guides. I like using these oracles because I usually get additional messages off of these, and I want to see what I pick up from these to see what I think it is. Ancestors, guides, divine angels, divine messengers. What is the energy that I am picking up on right now. Now this deck is huge. I do have to separate it. What is the current energy that I'm picking up on now? Oh, that's too many. But I like what fell out on top and he came sideways, was exposed. I knew that already, but burdens, mountain pressures. I'm gonna keep that because the way it slipped out of my hands, lies. Now, okay. Now, if you guys had saw that video that I had did about them, this is a whole code. These are people that are like in their 60s and 70s that have come from predatory, a lot of them incestuous backgrounds, and instead of them trying to heal, they're hell bent on, a lot of these people destroyed their own families. What still I need to pick up on? Competition. It's the main thing about eavesdropping. I'm not surprised. I already knew that my phone was tapped, especially with this morning. I like really saw how it was tapped on this certain call I tried to make. But competition, a lot of times with karmic mothers, even from the time they have those kids, when those kids are small, they see their own children, babies, as competition. Like I said, I didn't stand a chance. That had start happening with me as far back as I could remember, which was like 5. But I think it was more than that because I learned a lot of stuff that I didn't know. Cult. See, that's something that I had always felt. I knew when I was young. She had work done to me, especially when I was real little. We'd drive all the way up to the country at some creepy old lady's house who I never really even saw good. And she said she was going up there to get butter beans. And they would go out back there by like this little barn where chickens were and be gone forever. And then she'll come back and say, oh, it's time to go. And I look in the bag and she hardly had nothing in the bag. One little flat grocery store worth of stuff. But it took for me really kind of separate myself from more because you're not giving more than you could handle. And it's crazy how so much stuff was spread out over 20 years. Let me see. And that's weird. It's almost like if you get any little type of praise, they see you as like an enemy. And it's weird. It's like the more attention, the more love you get, the more they feel they have to strip you down. That's one thing they have to. One thing I noticed, and even with my own, I call her mother, but I really don't think that it's by that woman. She is so demonic. She's animalistic. I don't think she's my real mother. But one thing they do is they can't function unless you are in a lower frequency state. That's why they're always picking at you. They always say one thing they do, the main special with karmic mothers, they have to make you feel small in order for them to feel some type of importance. And you get some attention or somebody's like nice to you, the harder they're going to go on you to bring you down. It's crazy. So this is crazy. Eavesdropping. And it was weird because I made a phone call this morning. I I already had to hold like 15, 20 minutes. And then when I finally heard the whole music stopped, and then all of a sudden, I could just hear, I could tell it wasn't professional. I could tell it was someone's house. I could like hear the background in somebody's house. So it's like when they picked up on it, and it's like the call got intercepted. I'm like, this is crazy. Make sure you stay away. I see identity theft tried to jump out. Now this is too many. I'm gonna look at the ones that identity theft still trying to come out. There's too many. Let me look at the ones that flipped over. Salty, angry, bitter, and agitated, and underlying health issues. It's weird because in that video that I did where I talked about all of this, I said they have done so many health. She has been doing spells against my health for as long as I can remember. I did one video. I even had to put in the thumbnail that video was sensitive about my first pregnancy, the child that I lost. And I know that was intentional. But it's always, they're going crazy with the health spells right now. I mean, seriously, you have people in their 60s and 70s trying to do blood sacrifices and induce all this bad health on people, and it's coming right back. So I'm not surprised I see that underlying health issues, and oh, that's too many. And it's not just me. What is this energy that I'm picking up on? So she got a little cult together. That's a shame. Like I said, I could tell when people are doing stuff, and I can cleaning house. Guys, please keep on doing that. Separate yourself from these people, because one thing, like I said, the weather, it is going to get intense, and I know it's going to be a bad one here. I'll probably do just like a little separate, really quick video on it. But in Louisiana, for like not just here, Baton Rouge and surrounding areas, surrounding parishes. First time I had this dream, it was like probably a good 2.5 years ago. And it was so realistic till I woke up. I thought I was still there. I woke up like panicky. And I was like, this is not good. And I have, ever since then, I have been getting visions and more messages around it. And now it's like, it's not just going to be here, but I know it's here. But what I did hear is that it's going to be worse than the flood that we had in 2016. And the one in 2016 was bad. Like, half the city was underwater. And it said, the one that's coming is going to make the one in 2016 look like a sprinkle. And one thing excuse me, that I will say, that I noticed, I really hadn't said anything about it, but I noticed in the last probably 20 years or so, some real bad natural weather occurrences that had mass deaths happen in places where black magic was seriously abused. And I'm from Louisiana, and I can't begin to tell you how much voodoo is abused here. It'd be crazy how many of the elders in the church that are Christians, and like I said, it's a, you see how this card, this one single card flipped out of my hand, and you know, this is going to be one of the ones I clarify. This is boy toy, okay? I already talked about in the other video. I mentioned the vision, so I went ahead and described what I saw with that male child and that deceased woman that I saw, because her outfit was highlighted. So I described her outfit, and it's weird enough because I put it in my community post, because I know it's a house where these people, this cult, they all practice somewhere in the woods. all enough because all these people from real rural places in Louisiana where magic is seriously abused. And while I was doing that video, that's when I started getting more messages that I think this is something that they tried to set me up in. And I said in that video, I saw some extremely inappropriate stuff with children. I had already had vision of that, so I said all of that in that video because I knew they were watching me because I was like, I know they were trying to set me up. And this is because, well, she's been doing this, but the main reason why she's really desperate too now is because my father passed last year. And I know why. When somebody all of a sudden gets dementia and then it just worsens in a couple of years and they die, especially if the person, you have a cult leader in your family who made a comment out, he must have dementia 10 years before he showed any signs. She had been working on this. But I had saw some yeah, I'm gonna pull tarot on that because something's not right. I said in that video I could tell that the woman was no longer with us, but the boy, the visions that I saw of him, he was not deceased. He was somewhere where he didn't want to be. And that's when I picked up on traffic. So here we go. Boy, 12 comes out again. So I'm going to get a few more. Dirty money. Right after boy told, right after I said trafficking, dirty money popped out. Here we go. You want to play in my energy? Cool thing, because I get all your business. Everything is shown. This is sick. These are respected elders. For some of them anyway. We have that hole over there. Then we have moved on. Now, this is disgusting, but I'm getting. Okay, the person I was with, unfortunately the person that I married, it was really a warlock sent by her. Okay, I had already noticed some too much strange stuff in his family and strange stuff because everything, when somebody says something or something happens and you feel energy attached to it and you remember a thought and you don't know why you remember it, it's important. It's going to come up later. Something dirty. It's got to do with kids. It's too early in the morning for this. That's peaked already. Didn't I say all these people? Because the worst ones are in their 60s and 70s. And what's strange is a good friend of mine that I grew up with, she passed away at 27. And it was weird because a few years before that, her sister passed away at 27. And I said, something is real off with that. And the thing about it is, her dad was definitely into underage girls because he used to flirt with me and all of her friends. Openly, he didn't care. It was almost like it didn't matter. And I think it's like the biggest network. Multiple babies. Yep, that sounds like my ex. Got grown kids everywhere. This look like this is the same two people I was talking about. No, the main ones, the ex and the mother figure, working together. This is interesting. Both of these have to do with the telephone. We have unsent messages, scribbling without writing, and left on read. Because number one, everybody is blocked anyway. I blocked my mama years ago. I don't want to hear nothing from her. I'm just gonna get a couple more of these because I want to look into boy toy. Now see, this is my thing is you out here being dirty like that, and just because like in these cults and these secret societies, a lot of these people are in the judicial system, in the police stations. So they probably thought, yeah, we do the dirt. And she, in mind for before, you could look but you can't touch. Yeah, that's right. But they think they could do everything because that's one thing that has been coming up a lot is setups. Right now they're trying to do anything to keep your frequency down, keep you from going into a new cycle. Now this one came out of my hand too. This is differences. This is weird because when I do readers on them, when I get this differences card, and I mentioned that in the other video too. It seems like this is confirming stuff that I put in there. I always thought it was weird because I had thought about it back then. Was how is my ex and my ex-in-laws and all of my karmic family members? It's weird that they all are the same height and they all have the same body shape. And that's when I really realized who I was dealing with and what type of people I was around. I was like, wow, all these people are reptilians. I say, even though they're not related, it's just too many of them. Even I have like a half sister, mother, ex, all the women in his family, everybody is the same exact body shape and the same height. I said they nothing but a line of reptilians. They all not related, but they kind of are. I guess they recognize each other. And it's weird because after I did do that, after I did do that video, I did put it in a community thing where they had found some remains in the rural part of Louisiana in the parish that all of these people are from. So they actually starting to find, because I said, whatever, something is not, that house where they do work, I know they're heavy into animal sacrifices, and I don't think it's just that. I don't know if these be my, okay, behavior issues and D with difficult to please. Then one thing I got, I'm going to keep this boy toy out in dirty money, because I want to clarify that. But one thing that I did get is clarify boy toy. Oh, and another thing, I'm going to start doing lives where I'm just gonna come on and like if you guys like have questions, then I just do like a quick read on that. Clarify boy. Like I said, this is the first one, so it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna after this, I'm going to go ahead and upload the other video that I already have sitting waiting. So I don't know if I should set times when I do that or not. Clarify boy toy. I'm not gonna keep them, but this is crazy. I have 5 of 9s. Got some 3 swords and 2 of 9s. And this is one of the main. I'm not gonna say the main, but this is the type of magic they do heavy. Like on this lady, you see her physical eyes are closed and her spiritual eyes are gouged out. Now that's one thing I know for sure my mother has definitely been doing to me, magic, trying to block my communication with source. That's not gonna happen. That's gonna be there. But okay, this code target chosen ones, adults and children. That's how they have the things they have now, off the energy and blood of other people. Messed up. Clarify, boy, toy. But they're about to be, a lot of people are about to get exposed. All it's gonna be out in the open. Clarify, boy, toy. This is the Magician, and this is 7 of Wands and Standard Tarot. It's weird because just so happened on this card, the person is standing in a swamp. And I've already heard somebody in this long time ago, somebody made a joke about getting rid of someone and taking them out to where they know alligators are. So it had a magician, and I'm just seeing attack because in this story, this man kind of on both sides does negative stuff too. It's like a myth. I couldn't see spending my whole life running up behind other people just to attack them so I could take their energy because I don't have it. Okay, this came back out again. 3 of 9s. Why do I? Ooh. The man laying up there against that tree, um, deceased with those knives in there. This is not to say that from my old mother. One thing, she is obsessed with seeing people suffer. Son of baskets. This is. I'm hearing life purposes. People's creativity, what they were here to do, chosen ones, because this is about bringing projects into fruition. And that's here, and it's weird that that's here, and this came out right with the Emperor. And my mother is a very masculine Aries. Now this is weird because one of those visions that I had got after I did that video, at first I thought it was just maybe like the males that were doing these things with kids, and I saw that it wouldn't, and that's interesting. I have the Mother of Knives, and in this deck, this woman is an Eastern Star, and it's exactly who I'm talking about: elders, dark Eastern stars, and Masons. And it came out right next to the Emperor card, the masculine Aries, which would be my mother. I'm just gonna get one more. I have no so from what I see, somebody's about to get caught up in trafficking. So you could follow me all day long, not gonna help you out none. The more you throw at me, the worse off it's gonna get for you. That's crazy that somebody that obsessed to where you spend 40 years attacking and trying to swap destinies with the same person is not for you. You're not getting it. And I'm saying that because I know she's going to come back and watch it. You're almost 80 years old. Give it up, Cookie. That's weird. Now this is the Eight of Wands, and on this card, this is the like the Fool card, but on the Freeman card, this man is leaving a cemetery with graveyard dirt in a jar. So this is them in a cult. This is magic to unalive people. I'm done. And the bottom of the deck is ancestors, which is the death card. And it's funny with this being the death card with this, and the death card just happens to be called ancestors in here because the person that's at the head of all of my gang stalking is all of this was initiated by family own so-called mother, which I don't think it's my mom anyway. But I just wanted to check that energy. If you have a question, you could type it in. But I see what's going on now. Does anybody know when the next full moon is? Or the next moon cycle? I usually keep up with that. Hold up. Okay, I don't even know if it's still going. It's supposed to be. Let me just check the because if anybody doesn't have any question, because it's probably karmic sitting up here. Okay, so the new moon is tomorrow. Ah, so that's why we have the certain burst. And this is crazy. Y'all just make sure avoid karmic people. Be careful with who you let back in your energy. Be really careful now, because people who have already chose not to heal, they are already heavy influence. And on top of that, on a global scale, subconscious programming is happening real bad, and everything is designed to lower your frequency. And it's all just a setup, but nothing's gonna stop this. It wasn't gonna be able to stop anyway. They thought they were delaying it, but actually that was just a period of waiting for people to get on board. But they're not. Excuse me, they're not waiting anymore. This is And them dumbest gang stalking me, all y'all asses going to jail. I don't care how much you got away with. You in trouble. So it doesn't matter. But this is the first one. I know it was kind of cheesy, y'all. So I just have to get used to this live thing. Next time, I probably will announce it. So, like, if someone has, like, some questions or something, they could just come on and do that. But for some of them, so I won't have to worry about the space issue like that. If I just have to do, like, a quick video, I'll probably just come on and just start doing it this way. So, y'all have a good one. I'll have some more stuff coming up later. Oops.